Well, anger and frustration in Brooklyn tonight over George Floyd's death in Minnesota. Demonstrators setting fire to police vehicles in Fort Greene. Ron Lee joins us now via phone with the very latest from there. So, Ron, we just talked to Shannon. She's described the scene there. What have you got?
Hey there, Lewis. Well, I actually am not at the scene anymore. It was very, very scary, very dangerous just being there. So, thankfully, our bosses had us go far away before I could call in to talk to you. You'll have to forgive me if I'm trying to catch my breath. It was just such a scary scene out there. The video that you're going to see is stuff that I shot and also stuff that my great photographer Autumn shot, the combination effort. So basically when we went down there to Fort Greene Park, we got there around 8:30 because we were told that a bunch of people that had been protesting by the Barclays Center had made their way to Fort Greene Park. When we got there, it was, there were a lot of people there. I noticed a number of people shouting at police officers. The police were trying to not engage. They were just kind of taking it in. But things started to get out of control as the crowd got riled up when vehicles were going down DeKalb Avenue between South Portland Avenue and South Oxford Street. Now, a lot of people were honking their horns and then people in support because all these people were there seeking justice for George Floyd. And, every time people would honk, people would go nuts. They would be cheering. Eventually, there were a couple of police vehicles, police trucks, and police vans, I should say. And as they were going through, that's when the issues started. People started to get into the street. They were throwing things, water bottles at the vans, at the officers. At one point, I did see something. I don't know if we have this on video, but I did see somebody throwing. I don't know if it was a skateboard at like the back window of one of the vans, and the police officer got out because he didn't know what had happened. He knew something bad had happened. The person did break the back window, and that's when things really
Ron,
started.
That's what we're looking at.
Oh, you are? Okay,
yeah,
great.
I believe that's what we're looking at now. Yep.
Things were just completely out of control. People were throwing a lot of stuff. The police, again, were trying not to engage with the crowd, to not egg them on in any way because, again, a lot of the people were just in the police officers' faces. But eventually it got to the point where they were throwing water bottles at the officers. And once that back window was broken, I can tell you that I saw one person go into the police vehicle, grab something out of it, and then threw whatever this bag was at the vehicle. So it was just kind of chaos, and I tried to get away from it. I was not very close to those people. Thank God for the zoom in on the camera. You don't have to be right next to all this madness. But eventually it got to the point where I noticed that that people were shaking one of the police vans. And I don't know if the van was empty. I think it was. And they were shaking it and shaking it. And prior to that, someone had lit a firecracker. And then it seemed as if they had put the firecracker near that van. And then before you know it, you probably saw this video already, before you know it, the van was on fire. And there were booming noises because, it exploded. So eventually the fire department showed up and put it out. A lot of people started to run away because they thought that they would get arrested perhaps or just for being there, especially given the fact that right now people are not supposed to be part of large gatherings because they're banned due to the coronavirus outbreak. So, again, a lot of people just kind of being mad and a little bit nutty tonight. And it was a very, very scary scene right by Fort Greene Park by DeKalb Avenue and South Portland Avenue, Lewis.
So, Ron, sometimes when you're a reporter, you're among the crowd, you can feel things happen. You can just hope nothing happens, but you can feel things building up. Did you witness anything like that? Did you feel this was going to come to this head? Did you witness anything like alcohol consumption, anything else that could have fueled this?
When it comes to alcohol consumption, honestly, I didn't see people holding bottles, anything like that. But I think that as soon as some vehicles started to come in, like the first rounds with just regular folks, like in their cars honking, and I could sense that the crowd was unifying in a very angry way. So then when the police came and they blocked the police from getting through, that's when I knew. As soon as someone hit the back window of that one truck, of that one van, I really got the sense this was all going to go down badly, really quickly. So that's when I started to kind of get away and just try to observe from a distance, because being a part of that was just not going to be a wise move, because I think a lot of people were just, they were getting more and more aggressive. That's how I'll say it.
All right, Ron, thank you so much for your perspective. We also understand that the mayor is on the way, and we'll be covering this story throughout the night. Thanks, Ron.
Thank you, Louis.